Detroit, live from Detroit.
Yo, what up, though? It's your man Jay Johnson, a.k.a. the tinfoil hat titan, a.k.a. the conspiracy realist, a.k.a. the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text me with your green bubbles, a.k.a. I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, because all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, because you know you can't roam without me. Mister, if you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me. A.K.A. the West Side T'Challa, the new leader of Wakanda. Don't debate me, debate your mama. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, Don? It's your man Dame, 3_313. The West Side Landlord, the Pride of PA. High Chief Dame, don't fuck around. The liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame. And the David Ruffin of the Shop Talk Podcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. It's no better than these 4 letters. Thank God for Dame. And if you speaking on Dame, you better say it nice. And if you don't put the boss in front, then bitch, you not saying it right. It's the Honorable Judge Boss Dame and this bitch all rise. I am a motherfucking black belt.
You got that. Welcome to the Kumite. Welcome back, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 421.
On you hoes.
421. Back for another week. Yo, shout out to Sid, man. I really enjoyed that episode last week.
Really good episode, man. I didn't know his story was so expansive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, we both did music. We both know a lot of the same people. Like I would see Sid just moving around, but I had no clue his hand was involved in so many projects, so many others people's success that he has helped usher in. And man, Sid just like a wealth of knowledge, and he know everybody.
That's a fact.
Everybody.
You know, I don't really be outside like that any longer. Whenever I go out, when I'm somewhere that's like important, Sid always there. We always run into each other like, hey, what's up?
We be in the right place.
What you doing? Well,
right studios, right settings.
Yeah, for sure.
All the time. I sent you we can play it at the end or closer to the end. It's from Macho. He sent a voice note. I don't know if he sent it to you. We should knock this shit out the way. You feel me? I already listened to it.
All right, I'm connected now. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Maybe we should start playing our voice notes like at the beginning of the pod because we always forget them shit.
Do we get a lot? Do they get? You got the email address on your phone, so you probably get more of them than I do.
Shop Talk. Let me see you push your T. Hey, yo, man, it's Mother's Day weekend, man. So, lately, man, over the past few years, man, I really been showing a lot of love to my comrades and my loved ones who have lost their mother. So that's what I want to do now. I just want to send a special shout out to everybody out there who's lost their mother this weekend. Maybe a rampant range of emotions. So, I'm just sending love from the bottom of my heart, man. Shout out to Mrs. Bradley and Mrs. Johnson. We send our love out to them because, they birthed 2 great individuals who produce a product of value and, does so many positive things in so many people's lives. Because if, a Saturday go by and, it's getting late in the day and, we ain't got that Shop Talk podcast notification, we sending texts, you know what I'm saying? We blowing up the Twitter, the X, you know what I'm saying? We reaching out like, yo, where the pod at? That's the type of impact that y'all make. So shout out to y'all mothers, man. Shout out to everybody who still has their mother. Happy Mother's Day weekend to everybody. And peace and love, man. It's the Kid Mach, Vegas. Nice out here. Sunny. Peace.
Shout out to you, Mach, man.
Thanks, Macho. We appreciate you, man. Always tapping in all the way from sunny Las Vegas.
Yeah. By way of
Sag Nasty.
The Sag Nasty.
Saginaw niggas is different. Do you have, does Mother's Day feel like bittersweet for you some years or just at all?
It was definitely. It depends. Every year is something different.
I feel you.
Every year is something different. I'm working this Sunday, so
I need to come up there and holler at you. I saw y'all got a special going on I'd like to take advantage of.
Yeah, come holler. Yeah, so it'd be what it is. I'm at work, so I mean, people who can celebrate, y'all should be off and go celebrate at work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the same way. Like some years I'll be like,
Some of y'all don't feel like it.
yeah, some years I don't feel like it, but some years, like, because of the kids, I be having other shit that I gotta be involved with. Cause like, now that my older children, they working and being like established, like I don't have to give y'all a couple dollars to go get something for your mama.
Go get
like,
something for your mama because now you're grown, nigga.
Yeah, like I reminded y'all like a month ago, then 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So it's like, you ain't got no excuse why y'all ain't put $25 together each and just got your mama something. And even my little girl, like, she'd already got her mama a gift, so like I ain't got to take you nowhere. Like you.
So I don't have children, right? So like on the days that's like, hey, celebrate me. Like, do y'all just be sitting back like, yeah, little nigga, celebrate me, adorn me with gifts.
So
like,
the thing be about Father's Day, like I love my kids, I love them to death, but like when they was little, like they don't have to stay with me all day,
yeah,
because it's my day. I would much prefer they bring gifts, maybe even bring food, celebrate me for an hour and a half, and then be like, all right, Dad, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
So let me ask,
and go do something.
I think in order for children to, or people in general to like buy good gifts, they have to come from like a gift giving culture, right? Mm-hmm. Like Christmas was a big thing in my house. Like the gift thing was a big thing. It don't have to be like super duper like expensive. Like, did you make like gift giving like a priority, or how did that work?
Like Christmas and birthdays, shit like that. Like I make sure, like all kids be wanting a ton of shit. Like when Christmas come around, I want this. So, but it's always usually like one or two items that like, yo, they really want this. And
yeah.
I tried to make sure they had that. But when they got older, I don't give a fuck about no toys. I buy you what you need. Your mama can buy you toys and shit. Like, man, you getting clothes, socks, drawers.
So that's probably why they don't come with the gifts, because like dad probably seemed like, all right, nigga, here. He gonna take this $25 to go find something.
Maybe you don't appreciate it when you little, but like, nigga, I would be so happy to get some new wife beaters, some drawers, and some socks. Like, nigga, that would be an amazing gift. An amazing fucking gift.
Yeah.
Can you buy daddy like some crew necks? I don't like V-necks. Give me like a 10-pack of crews.
So did you
pack of beaters?
Like, did you make it? Like, I don't know why the gift thing. So like,
I already told them what I wanted this year. I took the guesswork out of it.
Like my gifts that I got my parents when I was like working jobs, they was like super weird. They was coming from the heart, right? I got them like a fire ladder one year.
But like when
they stayed upstairs. I'm like, if it's a fire, like how y'all gonna get out?
But
like,
when you younger, you just starting to get money. Like you just like you don't know your parents, and you in the gift giving sense of you giving them shit, because you just been giving them bullshit all these years. Y'all make a macaroni plate at school or some shit. Like until you don't realize your parents are people. Like until you get a little bit older, and then you like, why the fuck would I get them a fire ladder? Like,
nah, my mama cried. Like
she was so happy.
Yeah, because like years
She's just
ago,
happy you got her something.
Years ago, like the house next door to us burned down. You know what I'm saying? And that like fucked me up as a kid. Like, yo, y'all live upstairs, but y'all got the upstairs. Like if a fire happened, like what y'all gonna do? How y'all gonna get out? Like
I remember the house across the street from us burnt up on Devil's Night.
Oh my God.
I'd never forget that shit.
Oh my God.
It was Devil's Night, and that bitch was on fire.
Yeah, so, but like I do think like gift giving, like to expect like big gifts, or like I think you gotta like establish that early. Make it a thing, not big gifts, because the cost of the gift don't matter.
All the gifts I've requested this year cost under $75, and I've already like these are one of the three things I would like. I would love all three. But if you all get me one of these three, I'll be perfectly happy.
That's like a group thing. They all put their money together and get the $75 gift?
Yeah, you can all chip in. Especially my ones that's working age. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, give me what the fuck I want. Give me what the fuck I want. Last year y'all freestyled it and y'all did all right. This year I'm just telling niggas this is what the fuck I want.
Okay.
And please get it.
Well, look, we got a guest this week, and I want her opinion on this because it's
She your mother.
yeah. So
my mother.
we'll have her introduce herself, and then we'll get your.
Hold on, I'm gonna put the pressure. She said she got an intro.
She said she got an intro. I was so happy.
Wait. Y'all want me to introduce myself? All right, here I go. What up, though? It's your girl @_ Domonique Natasha, aka Domonique from Detroit, aka the Detroit Thoroughbred, also known as the Dancing Diva, also known as the Singing Stallion from Hampton University, proudly standing 5'10" as the first female head drum major of the Hampton University Marching Force under the direction of the late great Barney E. Smart. Also known as your favorite AKA's favorite AKA, better known as the boss you better bow down to. I am the founder and president of Urban Community Alliance, LLC, also known as a published author, not one time, but 2 times. So get in line and ask me about my books, baby. I'm the one that got away because I don't play. I'm also your current favorite ex. Don't forget about that. And who else am I? They know me as the one that everyone wants to love, but I forgot that part. So, oh my gosh. Okay. It's cool. That's it. I did good. I practiced it. It's 50 seconds. And when I come back, I'm going to have it.
Solid
Come
job.
on.
Intro.
Next time you come back, you'll be ready.
This why you
Guests who
should have
come
let
with
me practice.
intros are put on a different level.
Because we know you listen.
Yeah.
You paid
do.
attention.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's good having you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I didn't know. Well, I knew that you were accomplished. I didn't know that you had all of those accomplishments.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Thank
That's
you.
a lot. We're going to get into all of it, too.
So on Mother's Day, like, do you sit back like adorn me with gifts? How does that feel? Like,
All right. So this has been a journey over the years, and we're going to see what happens this year. I'm proud of my oldest daughter. She's 16, because even though she asked me to give her some money to buy my gift, right, she changed her thought process around and said she was going to go to her dad. She asked me what I wanted her to cook for me. I told her since we were going to be in Detroit that she can find out what my grandmother wants to cook, and her and my youngest daughter are supposed to put their money together to get me something nice. Now, you are a good one, because you was like, all the things that I want are less than $75. Look, I carried y'all in my belly for 10 months. It's not 9. People be lying when they say that.
Fact.
For 10 months, I almost died with my second one. So I want some nice things, but I can guarantee I'm probably going to get some coconut cookies because I like those.
okay.
I'll get coconut cookies. I'll get a nice breakfast, and they'll make me like some handmade cards. But I want a Tiffany's necklace that matches my bracelet.
Okay.
I've been asking for that for the past 3 years, and you see I got this fake herringbone on my neck. So that's not it, but we'll see.
Okay. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
I just want more because they working. Like, I don't want to
Yes.
hear that you don't have it.
When you got your first job, you ain't had no money.
And did. I felt like
You
I had
mean,
money.
like, what do you mean? Like my first job? No, but like by the time I was 21, I definitely had money, nigga.
Like extra?
I was living on my own. Like, yeah, I got extra money.
I mean, when kids, like, when you start, like, living on your own, like, and before you, like, at 21, I'm like, I got money to pay my bills. Like, barely. I'm in my apartment. I got this, but, like, I don't, like.
Nigga, I was still in sales. I was living with my girlfriend who became my ex-wife.
Like, we was spending money on dumb shit. That's why I don't got no extra, because I got
Oh, I
42
mean-
pairs of jeans and I got gold watches, and, like, I don't know, I'm not responsible with money.
No, I was still like having the influence of a woman in the house really helped me like just not go totally stupid with money.
Okay, I got you.
Because it was like one of them things like she wouldn't necessarily count my pockets, but it's like when you start bringing in a lot of bags, you know, it just raised an eyebrow. Like, and this not like Amazon 2-day shipping days. Like this UPS, bitch, we'll bring it when we feel like bringing it. And so, I mean, shit could show up while she there. It could show up while I'm at home. I can't. There's no app because I don't have ain't no smartphone.
Yeah,
so I mean, it wasn't a lot of shit just coming in and out. And I was like, well, you know, she was pregnant. We was getting ready to have a baby. I thought a baby was gonna cost $1 million when they
that was
first
too-
come out. So like,
that's
I
definitely
had to be a little bit more responsible with money. But all I'm saying, when it comes to my kids and buying me a Father's Day gift, $35, $35. You all have, I don't know how long to figure this shit out.
They got a week and a half because that's when they remember, Father's Day coming up.
No, I've already sent them reminders because
Nobody don't care about that shit, dog. Like, I'm telling you, this is about a week and a half.
okay, well just buy the
And
shit
you're
that I
being
want.
extreme. That's a lot.
Right.
Just buy the shit that I want and have it on Father's Day. Like, don't let that shit be in the mail. Because last year, like, my gift was coming. Like, nah, motherfucker, Father's Day on Sunday. Bring that shit or don't bring your ass up over here. Bring that shit. Give me my gift.
All right.
Give me my gift.
I'm not the parent. I don't know.
All I'm just saying, for everything I sacrifice, everything I do, every single fucking day.
That's
From the
it.
kid's standpoint, like, nigga, I ain't asked you to do that shit.
All right.
You got to do it legally.
Bet.
Like,
Bet.
you had me. I didn't ask to be here.
You're triggering me. I feel triggered.
So next time so just remember that next time you need some shit, I ain't asked for this shit.
You and Mom took it upon yourselves to come together and bring me into this world.
All right, you 18, you cut off. Figure it the fuck out. Figure it out. It'll make you stronger.
Yeah.
It'll make you better. Don't call me, though. Don't call me. Because I ain't get shit for Father's Day. Just nigga shit, man.
Yeah. How was your week, my brother?
Week was crazy. This girl in this car thing is finally coming to a close.
All right.
I don't really like the resolution that guy came up with, but I got outvoted. So
Can you share
I
the
wanna
resolution?
know.
no. Like, so she had saved up a couple dollars, and I was gonna give her some money. Her mom was gonna give her a little bit of money, and they went out and they looked at a car like last Saturday.
I'm sorry to be this way. The two women went to look at the car.
Crystal took her husband. So
Okay.
like he was, supervising because they don't need to be.
Oh.
I'm just asking.
Oh.
They don't need to be.
This is what we doing.
They can
Okay.
think for themselves.
Oh, okay.
But so they found this little car. They took it out on the test drive. The car wouldn't go like over 60. And my daughter's just like frustrated because it's taking so long.
Take the street. You feel me? Just be safer. It's your first car. Stay on Telegraph, 45. You know what I'm saying?
So
The speed limit is 55 in the
I was
city.
just thinking that. Why she need
You
to
know
go
what I'm
over
saying?
60?
You don't need to go over 60. This is the perfect car, dog. Safety.
she didn't want it. So on the way back, her and her mama came up with the novel idea. Like, look, we just find a car for about $5,000. Take what you done save, put that down on the car, and like just have a little bitty note, $150, $200. So that's what they decided to do. They found a car. I don't think she know the car coming home tomorrow. So, she got the Batty Mobile. They'll be out there on the streets. So that was the
The
first.
Altima?
No.
I'm like,
I
what
just-
is the
I just gave
Batty
the car-
So
Mobile?
your Batty Mobile was an Altima.
No, I never had an Altima, but I just saw a meme that was like, what month is this? May, April went by faster than 4 bitches in an Altima in the summertime. So that's what I was thinking about.
It's like a Ford or something.
Kanye put that on rap long time. Could you drop me in the hundreds where my Altima was?
Yeah. So that's that. And then,
She
man,
listen to the pod? Because she just found out it's coming home tomorrow if she listens to the pod.
she'll be at work. By the time this drops, she'll be like in the thick of work. So it won't matter. I done been joyroading that bitch 3-4 hours before she make it home. So then today, like, cause I like to keep people abreast. Like I'm trying to get on a donor list for this kidney shit. Mm-hmm. So I had like the orientation and met with the doctors and shit today. Like it's starting to look different now that I'm getting closer to, hopefully getting listed. And they get all in your motherfucking business. They want to know what your family situation like, what your money like. Can somebody help take care of your ass? And I was, shit like that. So and then it's still like a couple more tests I got to take. And then hopefully I'll be listed by the summer.
Man,
Then I can get that call whenever. And that'd be crazy. Like,
hey, my nigga, somebody just got into a bad accident. You got 45 minutes to get here.
yeah, that's basically how I go. Because they're like, how close do you live to the hospital? I'm like, shit, about 15 minutes, bet you can get here quick.
Just stay next to the crib for the next couple years so we find out.
Because they was like
it could
when we
be
call,
any-
they was like when they was like, you can get that call at 3 a.m. And like,
Keep your phone. Don't put your phone on silent.
all that do not disturb shit is
Yeah.
out my life now or soon to be.
Yeah. Man, that's big, though.
So that's exciting, but like that should be stressful too when they start putting like stats and so like I started getting emotional. I can't even front. Like they was talking about like niggas who be on that shit for like 5 years be on the quick decline. I'm like, shit, nigga, I got 4 in like damn near. And like and they're like, yeah, half of them just start falling off. And I'm like, what is that? You know, like it was a moment.
Yeah.
But then like when the doctor came around, she was like, them stats is mostly old people. And like if you in your late 60s.
If you want to be here, you could be here.
Yeah, but she was like, if you in your late 60s and you dealing with this too, she was like, I mean, you got age and health is working against you. So I mean, I was like, well, I guess that part makes sense. But you know, finding out the different options. I was telling y'all in the group chat, you can get like a B-Lot kidney. You know, they take one off of, you might get one from off of like a younger person, but that shit may have hepatitis or may have AIDS.
So like if they gave you a kidney with AIDS, do you now have AIDS?
I would think so. I didn't ask that, but
like I don't know how it works.
Wait, Google,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
well, when they was talking about the one with hepatitis, they was like, you gonna get hepatitis. But we can get rid of that shit.
But you can. Well,
but shit
you can catch AIDS too. I'm gonna say you can catch hepatitis,
but she was like, we can get rid of hepatitis in like 6 weeks. I was like, okay, but I don't want.
Just
one
like
of them.
you get a thumb transplant and they got wingworm or some shit like damn nigga, like you couldn't give me the one without the wingworm.
Y'all got a clean one back there, so I don't want one of them.
Like we got another arm for you. It's a Puerto Rican arm though. Well, you light skinned, so a Puerto Rican arm may work for you. But like,
Put that essay on me.
It'd be like, look, something happened to my leg. Like we got a white leg. Like what? Yeah, we got a Caucasian leg.
Can y'all bring it out? Let me see how.
Like how often do you wear?
How it look?
How often do you wear shorts? Like, cause this gonna look kind of weird.
Nah, that shit would be dope. That shit would freak people the fuck out.
You always wanted to be half white, huh? This nigga said it'd be dope.
That shit would freak people the fuck out.
This nigga said it'll be dope. I got white boy. Say nothing to the Rick Ross to you and shit.
Hey man, how all the discs drop when we be on air?
Listen, dog.
Or about to get, or we just
Soon
got off
as
the
we
air.
got off the pod last week, the disc records came out. Just like the week before, the second we ended the pod, the records came out. Like
now we recording late. Now if something pop up, we up now.
it's midnight, goddamn.
Yeah, if something pop up, we gonna hear it.
That was crazy though, and so much changed in the last 7 days, dog. Like so much has changed.
Yeah, I like it though. I like that the temperature is different.
Yeah. So we like hip hop folks. Like, did you even care about this whole Kendrick, Drake, listen to them records type thing?
So when it first came out, one of my good guy friends made me sit down and listen to it, and he like dissected the lines, like this is from here and this is from here, and I'm like, oh, you're really into this. But the second, I don't even think it's the second. I just know Kendrick kept dropping diss after diss after diss. I also know that J. Cole respectfully bowed out, and people like are honoring him for that.
Now,
right? At first they was
at
playing them, and then that shows how fickle people are. And then somehow Drake came up from behind with like something, but then he got pushed back by the A minor. I know that part because I'm a musician, but like that's it.
Well, I mean, that's
they not
really
like
good...
us. They not like us.
Yeah,
that's hey, that's a good.
Niggas is 2-stepping, and he called that motherfucker a pedophile through the song.
That's crazy. There's so much stuff in that song. I was like, yo, Waka got a real case.
Mustard on the beat though.
Why is he around? He do got a weird case, like sex trafficking, like made a 22-year-old woman. Like
anytime
one of
his associates.
One of his associates.
Look, anytime you get wrapped up in a case and it's got something to do with sex, it's gonna be weird and it's not
like he got convicted though. It wasn't like an allegation.
No, I'm just saying like it's gonna be weird and it's not gonna paint you in the best light.
Especially when you forcing a woman to perform sex acts for money. Like that's a lot.
Niggas deserve to be in jail for shit like that. So
why is he around? Like it's a weird case.
Whose man's is
like whose man's is this? Like for real, whose man's is this, dog? Drake's not the same no more. And it's you just didn't really expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like people laughing at you now. Like he feels possibly how Meek Mill felt when Back to Back came out. Like You was like the laughing stock. He was the joke. Like, people was dancing to him. Meek probably felt like a piece of shit.
But people always laugh at Drake. That's not new.
No, girls was laughing at him. Like,
Dudes been laughing at Drake too. He been called light skin and all that. He cried.
Yeah.
It's a crying meme. Like, I feel like at this point he should have thick enough skin.
no, they two-stepping on his, like, it's been different.
OV ho.
Yeah, like
They had like you could play that's a diss record you can play in the club. Now I stay away from the club, but like that's gonna get niggas on the dance floor. They've been showing niggas on the dance floor all week long.
Oscar Mayer.
Kids like that shit.
The Oscar Mayer dissed him. It's like, what the fuck, dog?
BBL Glizzy.
Yeah, like they put
Oh
that,
my gosh.
like, why are brands BBL Glizzy? And somebody was like mustard on the beat because it's
On the,
Nah,
oh,
man.
my
oh
gosh.
man,
The
like,
internet don't give up.
they don't.
They'll
Once you become like
suffocate
a
you.
meme, like
They'll suffocate you. No, once you become pop. So what's happening is that like somewhere along the line, niggas started like when you be on top so long, sometimes it may feel suffocating to everybody else.
I think this is
Drake hates.
no. I just think he did people wrong a bunch of times. Like, all right, if one of your homies start sleeping with all of your other homies' wives, girlfriends, or whatnot, like at some point you be like, dog, what the fuck is you doing, dog? Like, you sniping all, like, we in a friend group,
Yeah.
and you sniping all,
We not in a friend group no more.
right?
We not friends no
So
more.
once that happens 20 and 30 times, it's not that people got tired of you being on the top. Like what you doing,
What type
dog?
of shit you on?
And who mans is this? Because, like, if you started sniping all my friends' wives and shit like that, like, I'm going to stop fucking with you. Because, like,
It'd be rightfully so.
yeah, and, like, other people like, man, we don't like this nigga because...
He probably been on some hoe shit.
And it's one thing, like, there is a group of women that the industry probably just shares. Like, it just is what it is. She's the dancer at this club. Like, that's something different from, oh, I see that's your girlfriend, I'm going to actively go after her. Like, that's a totally different thing. Because when you start looking at all these problems he had with people, it's one common denominator.
Be women.
Like, specifically you going after this woman. Like, and I get it, because, like, when you, I think we had this conversation, like, when you get popping, like, later in life, and, like, you never was, like that guy.
You don't know how to handle that
That shit be weird. A lot of people can't.
They don't know how to handle that shit.
Yeah.
But like, and that's probably like to him a notch in his feather. Like Drake took your bitch.
Because y'all used to make fun of me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the corny dude. I'm the Jewish guy. I'm the Canadian dude. But now I'm mobtized.
But
And now I'm taking your girl. And now, like,
Mob
look.
ties.
But now I look at that like it's like high school beef. Like I ran into just hear me out, because I ran into a motherfucker that I ain't really care for back when I was 17. But like at 42, I don't give a fuck about like what we bristled up about 25 years ago. Like, nigga, I don't like, we two different people. Like, I'm not care. Like, I could sense from him like it was still some unevenness, and I was like, dog, that shit happened when we was like in 11th grade.
It's been more time that went by than how old we were at that time.
Yeah, like, I don't care about shit like that, but some motherfuckers still hang on to shit like that.
Because, like, if through your formative years, like, you was an ugly kid or a fat kid or whatever the case may be, because some people may get, like, in shape and slim and look, quote-unquote, good later in life, but they still inside that.
That's still fat ass Clarence.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's hard, because, like, you've shaped your whole image off of what you used to look like and how people used to treat you.
The reason why you not fat as hell no more is because niggas used to call you fat ass Clarence.
Technology different now. You don't got to be fat if you don't want to be fat.
You're right.
Or you don't got to be skinny if you don't want to be skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the thing is, like, you can change it now. Or sometimes, say you used to be like the most popular dude in high school or through college, and now you don't look like that no more. And you don't get the same attention that you used to, male or female. You're like, why this nigga always got an attitude? Why she always mad? Because she was cold in high school, and people don't treat her the same no more. Nobody treats you the same. Girls don't come up to you no more. Now Now you hating on everybody else that got what you used to have. And it's like,
Facts.
That's real.
and when you don't have it and now you getting it, it's like, I'm about to go after everybody who, this the type of nigga that used to hold me in high school. I'm taking his girl. I hate that archetype of person. These niggas been popular their whole fucking life. Give me your wife.
Give me your wife.
Bars.
And he gonna send her back with a Chanel bag and a tan.
Man,
Oh my God.
that's crazy. But like you do that enough times, like people in the industry stop fucking with you. Or if that's your man's like, come on, dog, what you doing? Like
He probably been on some hoe shit before.
like
but
you slept with Wayne girl when he went to prison. Like, why would you do that?
I mean, you in prison. See,
Like this is
You in
your
prison.
the guy who put you on, the CEO, everything. Like, why would you sleep with his girl? Like,
space, opportunity. You know.
no,
Maybe
that's
he
not
felt
it.
like
No,
he
no,
was
I'm not
taking
saying
care
that.
of her.
I'm not saying that it's right, but like,
Like when you the one of the biggest, you can have anybody you want. Why that one?
Because he can have anybody he wants.
That's crazy that you would do that to Wayne.
maybe this sound bad, but like I blame the woman more than I blame the man.
Here
in that
we go.
situation.
I blame both. Ain't no like.
I do. Your vagina is a garage door opener. You don't have to open it.
And he
can
doesn't
keep
have to
that
put
shit
his
in that-
penis in there either.
I'm just saying, like,
It's a both though. It ain't just a one thing, in my opinion. You know, you think of how you think, but like it ain't. It go both ways. Yes, I'm not fucking with her no more. Cool, but why did you do that? Like nigga, I gave you your success. You are a multimillionaire because of me. You're signed to my label. You swear I'm your Wayne. Then like a bitch, you ain't got my face tatted on you. Like, come on, man.
Oh, that was his apology?
Yeah.
Oh.
And my understanding is, well, you know, Wayne done talked about this, right?
yeah.
In his book and publicly, but was not in his book. Apparently, I think he allegedly like socked Drake as soon as he got out and found out what would happen. So he socked him, and then he went and got his face tatted as like apology.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna have fisticuffs.
Somebody lost the fisticuffs.
But
Apparently,
I'm not gonna get your face tatted on me as a peace offering.
you like tattoos, right?
Nigga, I'm not gonna be nobody's prison, bitch.
That nigga got a Aaliyah face on him. Why can't I put Lil Wayne on him?
Put your employer's face on you? Because that's what you did.
I mean, that's just some whole ass shit. You know what I'm saying? If nigga take your wife from you, you went, nigga, your wife chose me. No, nigga, I'm fucking you up. Like, fuck all that shit.
But she did though. She did.
Whatever.
She saw this vanilla. She
Fuck
couldn't
both
control
of y'all
herself.
though. But fuck both of y'all though.
She couldn't control it.
Sure. Both of y'all could. That's like, nah, I mean,
I could look in her eyes and tell she got wet as soon as I said her name.
all right.
Oh, my God.
There's always one nigga that takes it too far.
And we know who it is.
So yeah, the beef happened. You know, internet did what it did. I think there's been a clear winner.
I didn't like when Drake dropped the Heart 6. I ain't like that shit.
I mean, I guess he had to since he took your time stamp.
Yeah. I ain't like that shit though. I just don't like it. I mean,
Like
but
the whole record. I mean, he was rapping on there for sure.
yeah.
But the whole record is you defending yourself not being a pedophile. And it's like, you on the defense. Like, that's never a good record when the whole record is like, I don't even like Whitney Bobby Brown or Millie Bobby Brown. Like, fam,
Yeah.
who said that? You've been looking at them tweets. And they brung up the tweets about you and that young girl and a whole bunch of weird shit that's been going on. And he was on the defense the whole time.
That's never a position you want to be in on a battle record. Defend it. You shouldn't spend 3.5 minutes defending yourself. You need to be on the attack, my nigga, because you on the ropes.
I was always also confused by the internet brung up a conspiracy that Drake's planted the evidence, right? Mm-hmm. And then like 2 days later, he come out with a record saying that he got that shit off the internet, right? That's not true. But let's just say it is true. So you fed Kendrick information on purpose. Like you fed him the information. He took it, made diss songs that hurt you, and now you're calling him a liar. You gave me the information, nigga. Like, a liar means I know something is fake and I'm gonna say it anyway. Like, lying needs intent. Like, I can be wrong. Like, oh, nigga, I thought I was going to be back at 5 o'clock. It's really 8 o'clock. My bad. I told you 5 because I thought I was going to be back at 5, but it's 8 o'clock. I didn't lie to you. I didn't fucking know. So if you quote unquote leak information that you got an 11-year-old kid, and I be like, yo, this nigga got a kid. I'm not a liar, dog. What are you talking? Like, yo, bad. You gave me the information to dish you on, and my dishes was better. But that on the hard part, say like, you saying you're lying, you fake information. You gave it to me allegedly, right?
Are you fed? Yeah.
Like that's a weird argument. Also, he in the same song he said whoever you getting your information from is a clown. Like I don't fuck with him. But then you said you fed him. Like which one is it? Is somebody giving him bad information, or did you like?
Hey man, my nigga, it's just CYA. I gotta say something. And maybe like, but it don't have the staying power of like regular Drake records. Like it's not sticking. And then Kendrick dropped a banger. I mean, fuck, what you gonna do? That beat. And then Metro came right back with that BBL Drizzy song. Like,
man, you know what's
how you fight that shit?
You know what's really fucked up is I can't get that shit out of my head.
Which one?
I'll just be walking around the house doing some random
freaky
shit.
Ass nigga.
BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy. Like, dog. Now people like making songs and upload them and everything. They made a nigga into a challenge, my nigga. They got like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like his life is different than it was 7 days ago.
Yeah.
And like you don't be expecting like,
how do you quiet the noise on some shit like that? You just
you make somebody get shot at your house and then you vandalize I think he's trying. I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's weird.
Like it's got to be a weird space picking up because like I don't care how big you are, words, public opinion, it still got to affect you some type of way.
He seems like a person that cares what people think about him. He feel like I don't know the man, you know what I'm saying, but like he seems like he wants people to like him and he has to be looked like in a good light, and he don't probably feel that way this week.
Nah, niggas don't like you right now, and I don't know how you shake off this type of loss.
Take some time, drop a record, niggas will start dancing.
Didn't he say he wanted to retire for a little bit?
I say you going on vacation or some bullshit.
I mean, put that shit in full effect.
He was trying to get out.
Just disappear.
He was trying to. Joe was on Academics live stream last Saturday night, and I was watching it, and he was like, "What do you think Drake is doing?" He's like, "Find out, nigga. Drop a timestamp record when you just rapping. Like it don't gotta win. You just gotta rap, and so you can walk out of this battle with your head up and just find out." And then 24 hours later, he drops the Hard Part 6 where he's rapping and he waved a white flag. Like, nigga, you quit. You lost. It is what it is.
What if Kendrick got one more good one?
He got a bunch more, but
I'm sure of it.
from my understanding, Universal was putting a lot of pressure on him to squash it because Universal is losing money. Nike is losing money. Like, this guy is the face of a lot of stuff, and you've labeled him a pedophile. So we need you to stop the beef and then say publicly he not a pedophile. And Kendrick wasn't budget. So
I might stop with the records. I'm not saying shit publicly.
Yeah, so I have yet to see a statement from Kendrick say, yo, this nigga not a pedophile. Technically, there's another word that we label everybody a pedophile, but like there's another word. I looked it up earlier this week, but like after a certain age, it's another weird, nasty word that you are.
Not interested in knowing it.
That's he probably closer to that than a pedophile. But when you like 16-year-olds or some shit, like that's another word for that. Or 17-year-olds. There's another word for that. It should be popular. I don't know if it's popular.
Popular.
It should be niggas
known, maybe.
They should be throwing that on people too. Yeah, but
or it's just easier to call you a chomo and throw that on you.
You better never go to Cell Block 1.
Yeah, it's easier to call you a fucking chomo because everybody know what that means.
Hey man, it is what it is. So, in my opinion, and I'm not saying that this is an actual fact or this is what's happening, but Kendrick has made a claim for him to be the greatest rapper ever. I'm not telling you that he is the greatest rapper ever, but like the argument that if you wanted to have an argument like on paper, what are the accolades that you need for the quote unquote GOATs? Like I have checked off all these things. There's only one other thing that I have to do.
What?
Is my next album has to be amazing. Not amazing from like the critical standpoint because all of his records are like that. But like for the average listener, easily listening, it has to be a quote unquote hit. Because when you think about all the giant diss records, if you take a look at Hit 'Em Up, I went to All Eyes on Me after that. If you take a look at Takeover, I gave you Blueprint 1. If I look at Ether, I gave you Stillmatic right after that. Like after that diss record and I won the battle, I dropped arguably one of my best records like ever.
Okay.
Once that there,
So he has to cement himself in that way.
for sure.
Okay.
Because
I'm not mad at that.
so whether it's Nas, Big, Jay, all of them have their double album,
Who Shot You?
Right.
And then came.
but they all got all the greats have a double album. You know what I'm saying? After Pac and Big, everybody was like, "Oh, that's what we got to do." Now I'll drop a
Kendrick
double.
got a double.
I know that. I'm saying
Okay.
he's checking off everything.
I got you.
I got the critically acclaimed first album. Well, I got a critically acclaimed album. He got multiple, right? I got a Pulitzer Prize winner. I got all these Grammys. I have won a rap battle against the 1A number 2 person. Like I have a notable battle win. Multiple albums, careers, monies, tours. Like the only thing left to check off is like after that, you could do all the introspective albums you want, but like this next one, regular lay person got to listen to it and be like, "Oh, I like this."
Got to be some more OV Ho on there.
Yeah. After that, you can make an argument that I stand next to whoever.
I think even without another great album, like I've still done shit none of these niggas have done.
But like ultra Drake fans or people who looked at Kendrick as you trying to free the slaves or what, like Drake said, like now you got a bunch of people listening. This shit went over to pop culture. Like it went to like white professors is dropping Instagram videos. They playing it on the news. Like it went somewhere else. So now you got all these eyes on you. You got to come up with a hit album after that, or they gonna be like, "Man, you ain't shit unless you dissing Drake." Clearly, I don't think that. You know what I'm saying? But
No, I
like,
feel you.
after that, the argument is what?
Nothing. There is no argument.
I done gave y'all niggas a theme for a revolution with all right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've accomplished everything.
Then he can make some bunch of weird Kanye albums after that.
I've also solidified myself as no one else is going to try to diss me again on a record because you've seen what I've done. You seen what I did to the number 1, and I did it in every song was a different style. I gave you 5 different type of diss tracks. No one's ever going to try to approach me in that way again.
Who would be on his level to try and approach him like that?
Regardless, no one's going to do it. I've solidified myself as like that guy.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, I don't know who's out there that could possibly make a diss or throw anything at him at that point. Jay
Who?
Z, just if he wanted to.
No.
New Blueprint 6 on the way.
Oh, you was
This
finna play New
Kendrick.
Blue Sun. Andre 3000, that's where you was going, New Blue Sun.
I still listen to Andre 3000.
I listen to it all the time.
Yeah, that was a very smart move by him.
The Flute album.
Yeah.
I listen to it often.
I play that shit when I'm leaving the house. My plants just,
Thrive.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Umar, be at the crib listening to that shit while I be at work. Like, nigga.
Is that your plant's name, Umar?
No, my dog, I have a German Shepherd. His name's Umar
Oh,
Johnson.
okay. Okay.
Because black people have to get pets real names.
Period. You got a middle name too?
I should give him
You should.
my middle name.
Okay.
Aloysius.
Okay. Umar Aloysius Johnson.
Yep.
That
I saw a
works.
piece of mail. I know what your real middle name is.
You've never seen a piece of mail with my middle name on it.
Nigga, what? It was here at the studio.
Why would anything in the studio come in my name and not Shop Talk Podcast?
It must have been something you bought from the house, but nigga, it had your full government name.
I don't know.
Okay. I know it.
Aloysius.
I done peeped all your secrets. I know your middle name. I don't watch you like try and sneak out of a venue.
No, you watch me leave a venue. It's not a secret. Everybody knows I leave without saying goodbye.
Yeah, but I watched that whole play out. Like it's not that complicated.
It's not. I just walk off and I leave. It's not.
Yeah, it's not that complicated. So I mean, I got you figured out. All I need is your social security number, and I'm on your ass.
That's what's up, man. I like for my enemies to think they got me figured out. It's like,
Give me a Cybertruck in your name.
all right,
I hate that car.
I'm getting one. So
I know
it is what it is.
it's so disgusting.
Why? You think because it's too boxy?
I don't care for its appearance. No.
You know what I like? What I dislike?
What?
I dislike the G-Wagon because it's too boxy.
That's fine. I never said.
Well, a lot of people like that vehicle, and it's a fucking square. It look like, you know what I'm saying? They just released the
It's a rectangle on a square.
Yeah, and like no, but it don't fucking matter. You niggas weak. Shout out to Elon.
Are you gonna keep your current Tessie?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. If I get the type I'm turn that bitch in. That's the only other thing of value that I can turn in for. So yeah, you can have this back. I'll take the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, God bless it. I don't like it.
All right.
But pick me up. Let's go.
Let's
go somewhere.
He want to drive it. He don't want to buy one.
All right.
That's all I got.
It's always
So look, we got a guest in the building, and we want to talk to you about. Look, I didn't know you had all of these accomplishments. You brought 2 of your books here with you, and I want to get into those too. But please, explain who you are, your journey, what brings you here to Shop Talk Podcast.
So first, thank y'all for having me. I'm really appreciative of this time. I am originally from Detroit. I live in Chicago now, but I came up here to spend the weekend with my family for Mother's Day and specifically to come and talk on Shop Talk Podcast. So I'm excited for that. This author journey is new for me. I published my first book actually December 18th of 2023, and I released it to the public in February. And so the first one that I did was called The Container, which is this hardcover book right here, and it looks like stone on purpose because it's strong enough to hold all of the feelings and thoughts that are not safe to share with other people.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. I wrote this, or I created this journal so that we could heal from the things that we like to hide from. And so inside of there are affirmations, writing prompts for people who are like, I'm not a journaler. I don't know what to do, right? So I ask you questions for you to reflect on. I also have some foundational scriptures in there that I pulled from my own years of journaling that have helped me throughout the years, and I wanted to help other people. So it's when people have bought the book thinking that they're going to sit down and read it. That's not what it is. It's a tool for mental health and wellness. So that's the first one. And then my second baby here, I released at my book signing that Dame came to. Thank you so much for your support.
Right in the hood.
Yes, right in the hood on Finco. My cousin owns a shop over there.
Taking solo bookings? You didn't let me know.
My bad, man.
You know, ain't that what you always say?
I do.
Taking solo bookings?
I do.
You know, you didn't want to mention it at all? Not even say, hey, over the week. Every week I come on here and be like, yo, how was your week? You didn't say, oh, I went to a book.
Listen,
Nothing.
and let me tell you about that because I listened to the podcast on 420 and I just knew he was going to be like, I went to my homegirl book signing. Nope.
I did go to the book signing. I got my book signed. We took a picture.
Which one of these did you get?
I got the first one, the container.
You don't even want me to fix my life? That's horrible, man. I thought you were better than that.
We are better than that. But I went, had a good time, man. Good food, good people. You know, it was decorated beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Supporting the city right in the middle of the hood.
Absolutely. And it was very important for me for that event to patronize my family. So everybody that was a vendor was a family member of mine or very close to me. My cousin owns the spot where we had it at. My other cousin did the food. My very good childhood friend from Spain. I went to Spain middle school. He was my photographer. One of my other cousins decorated, so I wanted to patronize my business. And I saw a Facebook status that I wrote 5 years ago the other day that said, soon I will be able to give jobs. I'll be able to provide jobs to our community. And I've done that. I have a contractor that works with me on my business for a curriculum that I'm paying to do the work. And I just feel like God is doing something. He's opening the doors and I'm cha-chaing right on through them things. So
That's what's up.
I'm excited about that.
On this container, just hearing you explaining what it is in a journal, I don't like journal. I probably should, but I almost like use this podcast as a journal. But like my immediate thought was, I'm gonna do this. I just set up a whole little streaming situation at the crib. I think we gonna, and I got a mic and I got like a little tiny mixer or whatever, so I can do like some audio stuff. Like I want to do this, but like an audio journal.
I would
Those
love
same
that.
questions and then I want to take it and I want to listen to it. And I'm like, who knows what that will uncover.
What brought you to journaling?
Miss Griffin. Miss Griffin was my grandmother, Catherine, rest in peace. It was one of her good friends at my church that I grew up in here in Detroit. And she brought me my very first diary. I've been journaling since I was 10 years old, and I never even realized that it was a way to like help me express myself. But I still even have that first journal that I had, and it helps me. So I'm a spicy mommy. I try my best to like I am also very feminine, but people make it difficult sometimes, right? And so I have big, ferocious feelings that most times I need to filter through and process so that I can really get down to what the bottom of the problem is and articulate myself like an adult instead of calling you a weak. I'm trying to watch my language, right? But all of the things that would come up from that. And so I do that to help me to be able to communicate better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because bitch ass nigga always come into my head.
I like weak ass nigga or weak ass bitch. That's the hardest. That I love saying
Your face look disturbed when you said it. Like certain people.
You saying that to a man? I feel like that energy was said to a man for some reason.
It can be said to men or women, but it feels better when it's said to a man, because how dare you? Like, don't play in my face. I'm very gentle. I'm very loving. I'm a Libra. I'm a lover girl. Oh my gosh. That's why I wish I was able to get all the way through my intro, because listen, I'm a lover girl, but I also do not like to be played with, right? And so if I give you chance after chance, I am a clear communicator. I try a variety of ways. I hold space. I work in the emotional intelligence field for a living, right? I can do this, and then you still don't respect me. All right, here we go.
Weak
ass nigga. And sorry, grandma, if you watching this, but I also like to tell people to suck my dick from the back.
Do what?
To suck my dick from the back. Okay. But I can't say that, right? So I've been working. That's not Christ-like. That's not Christ-like. And so I try.
Put emphasis on the previous statements, though.
It does, very much so. And the language is so colorful and fun to use, but it also does not get to the point that I'm really trying to get to. I want harmonious relationships. I want peace. I don't want gray hairs all over the place, or to walk around with my shoulders attached to my ears like this big bad wolf. Are you on Facebook? I don't even know. Do y'all use Facebook?
I mean, it's a point of reference. I don't really post a lot.
Okay. Well, Facebook is more like my journal than Instagram, because it's the people that I really know and love. And I just said the other day that I feel like a 6'2" German white woman that is going after everything that she wants, right? Like this big, bad, angry person all the time because I'm doing so many things. I don't want to be like that. I want to be soft and gentle and loving and open. I want to feel like a soft place to land for people. So journaling helps me to do that, so I can get out all of those big, ferocious feelings and then like show up as myself, because that's who I am authentically at the core.
You know, a woman said the most disrespectful thing I ever heard.
What's she saying?
And it was on a DMX interlude. On suck my fucking dick, you bitch ass nigga. Like the way that she says that.
That's just how New York women talk.
Yeah, but like that was 98. Like that shit still sticks with me. Like when I want to say something like disrespectful, that's the first thing to come out. Suck my fucking dick, you bitch ass nigga. Like that's what that comes in my head. The way she said it was like, I'm disgusted with this. Like, yeah.
I want to ask, does that like come from dating experiences dealing with men or just?
It's so it really only came from one. And so also like before we
he's to
jump into
blame.
my second one, this journal, God gave me this gift this is 2024. I got this gift in December or January of 2021. This same person that I used to like to tell, I didn't like it, but I had to tell the things that I said, right? He read my journal and he robbed the authenticity of me sharing this gift to other people. And then he's like, oh, so this how you really, well, the things that you read in there are not things that I've never said to you. I just say them to you soft. And now you get to read my raw emotions. So here we go. Like, you violated my privacy. You want to hear how I talk. So I'm going to show you who that is. You don't want this soft and gentle person, and that's just what that is.
So sometimes I feel like when a woman can like destroy a man and call him weak, like that means you've seen a strong man in your life or how a man is supposed to be. And when like you don't match up to my grandfather, like my grandfather was insert, and like you not doing those characteristics. Is that am I off base by that?
You're not off base. I am my daddy's son, right? So my dad raised me for the most part. However, I also am even just comparing that to myself.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you can't even respect me enough for me to respect you. Like you give me the same things that you want. Don't hang up in my face. Or you gonna hang up in my face and I'm not supposed to call you a weak ass bitch? Like that's what we doing. You want me to respect you, but you're going to cut me off every time I speak like that. And I've told you that that's a trigger for me. Like it's caused things to blow up between us before. And so now you want to continue to do that? I can't. So what I should have, if I'm really trying to walk in this, not even new light, but authenticity, I should have not engaged. But at this point, right, like my amygdala was flipped. I was all in that joint. So
blame on my amygdala. Okay?
Please. Okay. I could have controlled it, but I chose not to. I knew exactly what I was saying, just like you knew exactly what you were doing. And now you don't like what I did to you, which is what you did to me. So
yeah, sometimes I try not to have arguments with people, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth. But like once I'm in there, I am trying to hurt your feelings.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, let me rephrase that. It's not that I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm removing all the niceties from it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna literally tell you exactly how I feel. Mm-hmm. I guess
which is hurting their feelings. Like it's something in you that get to, especially somebody that you know, you love, maybe you have an intimate relationship. Mm-hmm. It's easier because like nigga, I know you fart in your sleep. I know the shit that you're insecure about. You know, I know that you tuck your stomach in pictures and like now if we sparring like that and we don't know how to argue in a healthy way,
exactly.
Like I'm throwing that shit out there.
So like when you care about somebody, you going out your way to communicate something, but you're saying it in the nicest way possible, right? But then like, fam, you do understand I'm like giving grace right now, but since you want to do this, let me just tell you how it actually is. I'm not doing it for the specific purpose to hurt your feelings, but me talking nicely clearly isn't doing it. So yeah. I'm not explaining myself, and I don't have a nicer way to explain it. So
see, I tried my best not to do those things that, like how you talked about, like where you know people's insecurities or whatever. Even in my lowest low, I would rather call you a weak ass bitch. I would rather name call, do all of this other mean stuff than like throw the things that you told me in vulnerability and like confidence back in your face, because I know I can't come back from that. I can apologize for name calling. Yep. I can be like, I should have, whatever, but then you're never going to trust me again if you have told me these things in confidence and now I'm bringing them back up to hurt you. So I'm mature in that route, but my problem is that my toxic trait, right, is that I like to make people, or I used to like, I'm trying not to like, to make people feel the way that they make me feel. You hurt me in this way. You don't realize you hurt me. So apparently I'm about to show you exactly what it feel like, and people don't like that.
Man, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, recently I was at a disagreement with somebody, and I told them about themselves, but not like what I really wanted to say. Mm-hmm. And like I really wanted to say it, right? But I know it wasn't going to, it'll probably like destroy them or like, but like I really wanted to say it, and I felt like that because I'm like, our interactions is probably gonna be done forever. So it's not that I'm really like, I could say it because I'm still not gonna talk to you, but I didn't. I'm quote unquote saving this person, but in my brain I'm thinking like, who am I giving the brownie points to? But I'm like, I guess I'm giving it to myself.
That's it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But like,
nobody is watching for you to get the accolades. You just got to give it to yourself.
I really wanted to say it though, like, cause I feel like if I say it, you will notice it, but you also probably gonna hate me and feel worse about yourself.
And they not gonna receive it for real. It's just gonna hurt.
So my therapist gave me something one time that I've used when I want to say like really nasty shit. Cause like I'll go there with a motherfucker. He was like, well, I had a female therapist at the time. She's like, write it down. Exactly what you want to say, as nasty as you got to say it. Read it in the mirror. And she was like, and if you still got to say it, she's like, say it to your daughter then. I was like, I wouldn't dare talk to my baby like that. Like, I love her. All right, motherfucker. Like, basically, then don't say the shit. Like, you know it's that detrimental, it's that filthy, it's that nasty. You wrote it out, which helps you, like, kind of
process.
Yeah, process it and get that emotion out. But if like you still feel that much venom, like this probably somebody you shouldn't even be speaking to no way.
I've been doing that recently online.
Because you do like to argue with strangers.
You be arguing in the comments?
Yes.
Dame says this. Dame said he talking like he know because I talk about it on the pod. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm having,
I've seen you do it on the Shop Talk page. You just blocked a nigga like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I saw you do it.
And that was grace. Because I could destroy you.
Okay.
Like I can go to your page and look at that weak ass haircut, look at your weak ass girlfriend, look at your sad ass life, look at these grainy ass Android pictures that you got.
Wait, let's not do that. Let's not do that because I got an Android.
Are your pictures grainy?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But
you know, I stopped. But like you know, it is a release. So to write this shit out, your whole thought, and then delete.
You know what I've been doing lately, or what I was picking up on something in church. Like before I respond to somebody that I know will take me there, like I just pray. I'll be like, Lord, just give me the words, and usually that already kind of tapers me down, because like there are people that I have to deal with that know how to talk to me in a way I don't fucking like to be talked to, and my first reaction is, you old bald head,
30 foot.
Yeah, that's my first reaction. But like, I do still have to deal with these people. Let me just pray on it that I give the right words, because I want people to believe in genuine change in me. But like, how are you going to believe in genuine change and I'm giving you the same shit that I probably would have gave you a year ago? Like that's not changing. And the best apology is fucking change behavior.
That's it.
And I'm giving you the same exact behavior that I would have given,
I took it to two things. Like one, I can understand that probably somebody's giving me that same grace. They really wanted to say something to me and they said it nicer than they needed to or nicer than they wanted to. And then I be thinking, like, when I be at work and, like, one of my employees do something wrong, like, if I destroy them, they about to go home and be the leader of their household. Like, how you go home and raise your kids when I just, like, destroyed you in the office and made you feel like a piece of shit? So I'm like, you know what? This person got a kid. I'm going to destroy this person. And then they pick up their kid. You know what I'm saying? So fuck it. I'll bite my tongue. I just don't ever talk to me again. I sent the don't ever talk to me again message because, like, I really wanted to say something more. But
like, when you talk about the workspace, like, it be people at work. I had people older than you, and like literally, like you don't get it, and you want to like take it there, but like you said, like this person is old enough to like really be one of my elders. Like she old enough to be my auntie at least. Like,
and you not being good in a particular role at work doesn't mean that you're a bad person.
That's
it doesn't.
it.
You know what I'm saying? This role for you just isn't a match. But oftentimes we feel if we're not good at work, then we're not good as a person.
Yep.
like I had to term somebody this week, and a really, really good person. You know what I'm saying? The role just didn't match. You know what I'm saying?
This
And
happens.
you have to do it with as much care as possible because we've been on the other side of that. Like it's never a good experience when someone's livelihood is being, impacted by a decision that you're involved with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of care that you got to put in. I'm like, well, if I can extend that care to people at work, I should be able to extend that care to people who used to mean something to me or people in my normal life. So
You right.
You know what I just heard when you were talking about terming somebody? I just heard Dame say, F that job.
I do be feeling that. You got to get fired. It's good for you. Get your blood flowing.
man, that shit sound good on paper on the podcast, but shit, that's
real
people's
life.
lives. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
is.
they got a girl about to go to about to go to prom or something. And like you didn't promise this girl, I'm about to get you your car, blah, blah, blah. And then something happened at work and it's like, daddy can't do that no more. Now you done let your little girl down or your little son down or now you can't go on that vacation. Like
Domino effect.
it has like a lot of impact.
It
So,
does. Nigga, I got fired in December, and I didn't know how I was going to get them kids Christmas gifts because I was banking on them 2 checks that's supposed to come in December. So I get it. I understand. Sometimes I just be, I just go there.
You got to get your journal shit out.
I just,
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
Now, this is the one that's very interesting to me. I am my daughter's keeper. And the reason why is my oldest daughter is 18. And her mother's relationship took not going to say a bad turn, but it's definitely different now that she's 18 dealing with her mother. And you start to see the shift during the years 14, 15, it's a little bit more mouth. 16, 17, 18, like she feels like I had to realize today, like my daughter did something that I didn't agree with. And I mean, it's not going to hurt her. It's not going to cost me no money. It's not going to, it's not going to affect her life. But as a father, I wanted her to do something different. And she made her own choice to do what she felt was right. But I had to realize, like, she is 18. I don't get to make some of these same decisions. I can interject my wisdom. I can try to direct the situation. But at the end of the day, she's a young woman. And this is her life. She let me raise her for 18 years. I have to take my hands off this situation and let her do what she wants. And I look at her and her mother's relationship sometimes, and I think sometimes my ex-wife has an issue like starting to step back from things. Like it don't gotta, like I don't have to get emotionally invested.
Do you
about
step
certain
back
things.
at 18 specifically?
No, it's just not like a fucking cutoff. But like reasonable decisions, like I do gotta let her make. So it's just like as a dad, I want her to do certain things because I think this would be better for you in the long run. But like these are like what she did is like a reasonable decision in regards to her life. Is this what I wanted her to do? No. But like I feel like also she assessed her situation, what was best for her, what she thought she could handle, and she said, I'm gonna do it my way.
You told her your way also, or you just let her? So this is the reason I'm asking, right? Because they may think that they got the best decision, and you having more wisdom, like even after the decision is made, it's like, hey, I saw the decision you made. Wish you would have did this one because of this, this, and this. Like I'm not doing the parenting, not parenting. Like I'm just giving counsel. So like,
yes, I have given her opinion of what I wanted her to do, and I saw it work in my opinion because your brother did it this way. This is what I would like for you to do. And she's like, well, that's not, I got different goals. I got different things I want to do. I ain't got to do it like him.
she is her father's daughter.
Doc, and that's the craziest thing. She's so much more like me than the boys than they are. Like she's completely independent in thought and how she go about getting shit. She ain't big about people giving her things. She want to earn it because like when she understand ownership. When it's mine, I can dictate what the fuck I got to deal with and what I don't got to deal with. She got them tattoos. Like the first one I was cool with because daddy went and got it with you, but then she got one on her stomach. And I was like, I don't really want to see that shit. Like, why don't you?
Look at your dad, though.
I know.
Like,
and that's why
I probably do. Like, nigga, my dad got a bunch of tattoos. I'm going to be like him.
And that's why I don't say nothing because, like, she's seen it. She's been with me to get tattoos. And
It's your fault.
yeah, it is. It is. So I just got to, like, that stomach tattoo, every time I see it, that shit make my stomach turn up a little bit. But, like, how the fuck I look like judging her? I got a naked woman tattooed on my stomach. Vagina and titties is out. And like, what the fuck I look telling her about her little star and her sun and moon that she got? Like, nigga, I did set the example.
You got like, look, some of these tattoos I got, baby girl, I hate these shits.
I don't hate my naked woman.
You hated that Down syndrome Jesus.
I
that you
did
had.
hate Down syndrome Jesus. I did hate. That's why I paid to get them fixed. You know what I'm saying? I hated Down syndrome Jesus.
But sometimes, like, look, this
Shout
shit
out
ain't
to
here
my
for a
homeboy
long
Dixon.
time.
He came up with that shit. DSJ.
DSJ. Jeez Louise.
It was a bad tattoo. It was bad. But I mean, fuck, I had to get the bad tattoo in order to learn what a good one was. So, I mean, and I had Down syndrome Jesus for like 20 years. Like, this bitch she was with me. He was with me. The Lord drooling on my chest with a cleft chin.
Oh my gosh. You know what you were talking about brought up for me. Something I tell people, especially new parents all the time, is it's hard to discipline the you out of your child.
It's impossible.
Right? You see it in them and you like, dang, I did this and I want you to learn. But they like, no, I gotta figure it out on my own. And sometimes you just gotta let them bump their head. That's the hard part.
It's impossible because they saw you do it, so they know it can be done. You know, they seen the outcome of it.
But what they don't see is the inner turmoil that it causes, or
Right.
you know, like the domino effect that we talked about earlier. And so you only have 18 years of life experience. Okay, like that's not a lot of time at all. And I know that you feel grown and all of these things, but you're gonna come back to me, man, I wish I didn't do such and such.
The ongoing joke with my friends is that I left home at 16. I left home at 19.
Okay.
But that's the ongoing joke because niggas was like, yo, we was still like in just graduating or in high school or just finishing high school and figuring it out. And like, nigga, you was like living on your own. And my daughter's mother would always joke like, well, I won't say it was joke. When she would get mad, she was like, you left home too young. You don't know shit.
So it's one of those things where, like, to your point, like, they see it worked out, right? So, but like, it worked out for me. Like, it was people that I was growing up with, it did not work out for.
Come on.
All my homies came back home.
You know what I'm
Everybody
saying?
I know came back home.
Or I did something that I can't take back because I didn't want to come back home. Now, like, it don't work out for everybody. Some people go down a really, really fucked up path. Also is maybe you went into survival mode right out of the womb. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 19 and I have to fend for myself. It's like, well, I don't want you in survival mode yet. Like, you still got some shit to kind of learn.
And surviving is not necessary. Like, at this point where we have worked, what I have been able to provide my children is for them to thrive, not survive. And so now you want to make decisions that's going to put you in survival mode. When I have worked my behind off to get you to this next point, you operating like a child with privilege because that's what you have, but you want to be ghetto so bad. You want to go and struggle and do all of these things. That's not fun. You're going to get out there and you're going to really see what it takes to have grit and all of this stuff that you don't have because you haven't had to have it. But, you know, I have to let go. Like he said, I have to let go. My baby is 16 now. And in my career, I coach people who are quite a bit older than me, and they have children that are 24, 25, 26, and they're just now starting to let go. I'm trying not to get to that point because at this point, they are now in tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, trying to make them have tutors and go to college and like do all these other things. And I don't want to suffer like that. So if you don't want to listen, all I can do is guide you. I'm trying my best to guide you. I can put some structures here, some bumpers or whatever, but you big enough to do what you're going to do at this point.
Yeah.
Man, that gotta be something different, man. Cause like, you raising a whole person and like, you know your kid. I would assume most people know their kid more than anybody. You know what I'm saying?
You think you do.
You know the version that they show you.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know the version that they show you.
And then when you find out the other versions, the first emotion that comes up, at least for me and some of the people that I've talked to, it feels like betrayal. It's like, what? Like, this is who... all of this time, like, what? I don't even know this. And then now you are trying to like fight disappointment and like the other things that come up with that and still love them. And that is a hard thing to do.
When you think about it, your manager at work has a different version of you than what you actually are.
Yeah.
Because you know what they want to see from you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to make it, I know this is the deadline. It's going to hear about the deadline. You probably think I took my time and did this. I finished this shit 10 minutes before I turned 10, right? So your kids, if they know you expect, this is my assumption. Well, no, it's my assumption because I was a kid. Like if I understand what's expected of me, I know what you want to see, and I'm going to show you that. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes your parent may think that you're more responsible than you are, because I put a lot forth for you to see me.
It takes effort to put up the front. Shit.
Yeah. But like, it's still a front.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a front. Not all the times, because your kid is who your kid is sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I try my best to practice authenticity, and I think it's trickling down into my children, which is a good thing too. But now mine have gotten to the point, or at least one of them has gotten to the point where they ask for forgiveness and don't even really ask for forgiveness instead of permission. So it's I'm done fronting, like this is what it is. I might not tell you everything, but I'm not gonna show up in a different light. I'm the favorite line, I just want to live my best life. I just don't want to. I'm like, what?
In the real world, you got to front sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to work, I don't want to hear that best life shit.
Put that best life shit in the back.
Come on.
And we got custos out here.
We start at 10 o'clock. I don't give a fuck what you was doing before you got here. I don't even care. We start here at 10 o'clock or 9:30, whatever the time is. Like all that extra shit, get that shit to your mouth. I don't care about that shit. Either you can do it or I find somebody else who can.
Mm-hmm. And I know I went a very roundabout way of saying it, but like that mother-daughter relationship just turns different. I saw my sister and my mother turn different when I was with my ex-wife and she was a teenager. I saw her and her mother's relationship turn different. So what inspired you to write the mother-daughter journal?
Just that, exactly that. So I am on a mission, you'll see in the dedication to the journal, to break the generational curse that plagues Black families, specifically with that mother and daughter relationship. I created this journal and released it on the 1-year anniversary of my biological mother's death anniversary, because we were not close at all. I have never disrespected her in public or in private because I respect her place as my mother, but I did not appreciate the way that she showed up as a mom, and it's helping me heal, because I'm realizing, especially in my older age, because I'm not old yet, I'll just be 40 this year, but she did the best that she could with the tools that she had, and I'm trying to accept that and make peace with that. And so talking to my grandmother, I call her my mom, right? Because she's been there my whole entire life, and she's who I come to be with when I'm in Detroit and all these other things. She's really the only parent that I have left. And I sit almost, it feels like sitting at her feet. I live in Chicago, so we talk on the phone a lot or on video chat, and I sit at her proverbial feet and listen to the stories of her life, how things were with her and her mom and her grandmother, and then between her and my mother and aunt and all these things. And I just recognize the challenges that we have in those mother and daughter relationships in our families, and I'm determined to keep my kids close to me. And so I created this journal. It's a shared journal for us to be able to write back and forth, because sometimes we can't vocalize the things that we need to feel or that we feel on the inside in a clear and articulate way, and writing helps us to do that. So inside there are individual writing prompts, right? Like the first thing in there, it says, consider your relationship. Think about 3 things that y'all are really good at. So 3 strengths and 1 area that you would like to improve. So the mother writes what she thinks, the daughter answers the same question, and then there's a reflection page so that you can go back and read what the other person said and write what comes up for you. Because most times what I've noticed with my baby, and I'm trying to get better at, is so hard, oh my gosh, but we are talking at each other. we're not talking to each other. My grandmother, when I was little, used to always say, it can't be two women in one house, right? So I feel like that's something that also comes up. It's like a power struggle.
Yeah.
And I've always I've said I want to be the mom that's like, when you go away to college, you know you can come back home. You know that your mom is going to always be there. You know that I love and support you. But I'm not showing up like that because she's really been getting on my nerves like a lot. And it's difficult to manage the emotions that come up with somebody that's so close to you. And so that's where this piece came from. It also has... So the first portion of the journal is for increased connection. And that's where those questions are that I just talked about were. But at the end, I have a space for conflict resolution because oftentimes we don't know what to say or how to say it. We just know we feel something. So I've included a feelings wheel to like help you find the words to articulate yourself. Yeah. I have conflict resolution sentence stems that say, I felt hurt when you did XYZ because to like start the conversation so that we can get through it and remember we in it together. Yeah.
What do you do for a profession?
I work in education. So my full-time job, I run an education nonprofit that supports teacher leadership development. And on the side, I have a small consulting firm that builds emotional resilience in urban communities because this is very important to me.
Because it seems very structured and it seems like this is not just how you feel. Like this seems like it's backed up by like science.
For sure.
Stuff. So.
Yeah.
I didn't know until recently you knew a good friend of mine. I didn't know you and Keena was cool.
Oh, yeah, we went to
But I
Cass.
forgot that y'all went to TSU together.
No, I did. Don't do me like
You
that.
didn't, I thought you went to TSU.
She went to
Hampton.
Yeah.
Hampton.
I am
Hampton.
the first female head drum major of the Hampton University marching. Come on, I said
What's in her
that to
intro?
you.
You did.
You was just impressed that I had an intro. You weren't really listening to me.
I did listen because I once I figured out where I went wrong. But I figured y'all both work in education. Y'all both went to Cass Tech.
We did go to Cass Tech.
Y'all
Yeah.
was both in the band.
We
so
were
like,
in the
why
band.
wouldn't you kind of know each other?
Yeah.
How do you become the first female drum major?
First female head drum major. Yeah,
I'm
it's a
sorry.
difference because there were
The
women who
head
came
one, is that the
from.
one that comes out onto the field before everyone else?
Well, we all come out together, but I'm the liaison between. Well, I was. This is a long time ago, but between the band directors and leadership and the band. So I run the drum major squad, and the drum major squad runs the band. So, and when I did that, excuse me, I was the first in that role underneath that the band director that we had during that time frame, and I got it because I tried out for it. I put my best foot forward. I was better than everybody else. Like I said, I'm the boss that you got to bow down to, right? When we talking our trash at the beginning of the call.
When you say it.
That's it. But I really did work hard, and I credit those accomplishments in college, that specific one, to my line sister, Carmen Martin Powell, now, because my father passed away right before tryouts for drum major my junior year. And so I was gone for about a month. I came back to Detroit to get everything together. And when I went back, it was almost spring break and I wasn't going to go. She's like, Domonique, you've been talking about this for years. You are going to get up. She made me go to the drum major camp tryout. And, you know, I put my best foot forward and I made it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's a big deal.
it is a big deal.
So you and your daughter use this journal?
We are starting to use it, myself and my baby girl. So I told y'all it's 5 generations right on here. So this is me here and my baby girl, Eva Simone. She helped me to write it. Again, raising teenagers is hard. So I asked for input. And it's just been a little difficult for that. So the plan is for us to use this together because prior to us creating this journal, we would write via email to each other when there were things that were happening, like, Mom, I feel like this and blah, blah, blah. So she would write the email and then I would respond to the email. And that seemed to work to allow us to hear each other and really communicate. And so this journal is a take on that, but it goes a little deeper. Mm-hmm. There's also scripture in here with guiding questions that you do together, not just back and forth, so that you can stay connected to the source as well, because trying to do it on your own is almost impossible.
That's amazing. I always remember me and my mother, when it comes to like communication, we had a system that worked for us because this was, you know, before email was big. Mm-hmm. Like, if I wanted to talk to her about something, she would like, you need to let me know what modes you need me to be in. Mm-hmm. Do you want my banter? Do you want to hear my opinion? Or do you just want to talk and just for me to listen? And regardless of what you say, I won't give an opinion. You know, I'll try not to give any emotion to it. I will just listen. But if you want me to, you know, give you something back, you need to let me know that beforehand. And I think that really helped our relationship because I knew no matter how bad some shit was, like I could at least tell her, you know, and, you know, and for the most part, I would always want her opinion on things because I just, you know, that's my mama. I just thought if she don't know, if I always felt like if my parents don't know, then like who else I'm supposed to talk to? Because like if they don't get it, then who else gonna get that shit? And just having that relationship. And you said something about your grandmother and you all talking, and like heaven is truly at the feet of your mother. You know, now that my mother is gone, like it's an emptiness I can't explain sometimes. She's been gone 11 years and it still feels like
untetheredness.
Fresh. Yeah.
It's untethered.
Man, it's so interesting because I don't know. I don't know if I was conscious when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like this version of myself now, like I want to talk to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I would just understand. It's more present. Like then I mean we've never had a bad relationship. You know, I'm a mama.
Yeah.
I love her. You know what I mean? But like I feel like this version of myself, like we could have like deeper and type of conversation I'm able to have with my father now because like I'm more mature. I mean, I'm 42 years old, but like
I like that you mentioned that because like, you know, clearly we've lost both our mothers. Shit, I lost both parents.
Me too.
But talking to my mom's college roommate, I've just always known her as my aunt. Like that's my Aunt Teresa. That's it. And she's still alive. And she remembers all the turmoil I caused my mother in high school in those years. And like I can call and talk to her. Like, you know, the kids really haven't given me any problems, but like I can complain to her about, man, these kids. And she's like, your mama used to complain about the same. Like you used to do so much worse. Like get them kids a break. Like she gives me, even though that's like my aunt, even not biologically, but like that's my aunt. And she gives me that energy back that like, yo, if my mother was here, we could have these conversations. And I can talk to my aunt a lot differently as a 42-year-old man than when I was 16, 17 having conversations with her. Like we're two adults. She is still my wise counsel. Like she can still look, I don't know. There have been certain situations that have come up and I didn't know what to do or how to deal with them. I know I can call her and she gonna give me like wise advice on, okay, maybe you should look at it from this way. Well, why do you want to do that? Like she's gonna give me that of what I needed from my mother. So I'm still very fortunate, you know, just to have that still in my life.
Yeah.
you had mentioned something that your grandmother had said, like there can't be two women in a house or something. Who knew? Never, because I'm not a woman and I don't have actual sisters. I have cousins who stay with us, but the relationship they have with my mom was like, it's still an aunt. It was a motherly relationship, but it's still an aunt, right? I know two grown men, it's difficult to live in a house together. You know what I'm saying? But I never thought about that with
It's the power struggle. Yeah.
I never thought about that because it's never been that situation. Like you can be a grown woman living at home with your daddy. You know what I'm saying? But the male female stuff balance each other out. I literally never thought about conflict from mom to mom.
I've heard that.
Mom to daughter.
I've heard that phrase so much with women, and that's what like turns things so combative. And I've said it here, and this is not like me being really judgmental with this statement, but like I think like when it's
he about to be judgmental.
a little bit. When it's like two men, you know, I've had like I can see myself in my son. You know what I'm saying? It's like a different experience. I don't envy that because I don't necessarily want to be 21 again. Like I don't need to repeat the shit. But like I can see certain qualities of myself in him. I remember what I did at that age as opposed to how he is living his life. We're polar opposites. But like, I think sometimes like women I've seen like in the workspace, say like an older woman that's been in this job and then a younger woman in her mid-20s in a job. It's more of a push-pull than a collaborative effort sometimes between women. Where like I said, men, we sometimes see ourselves in younger men or our sons, nephews, things of that nature, where I don't feel like mothers in certain circumstances like see that from their daughters.
Well, I'm trying to think of the right language before I go into that, though. That's what I'm trying to break, because it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
But I do think that is a systemic issue, right? Because of competition. It's almost the same thing when you have a black person that has been in a space for a while and another black person comes in and it feels like they're trying to take over, or they feel like they have to compete because there's not enough room for both of them. So I think that is more of a systemic issue that has been bleeding down into the families, and it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to be envious of one another. We can manage our emotions and recognize what we see and collaborate, right? But somebody has to teach that. Somebody has to be the person to be like, all right, well, we're not going to do that. I'm going to be the person to bring you in and take you under my wing and do something different. And until that happens, it's going to continue to be that way. So I do believe that there can be two women in the household. You just have to work really hard to understand each other and communicate and collaborate, like you said before, but you also have to respect one another. And I think what my grandmother, that's what I'm saying. What my mom is saying when she says that there can't be two women in the household is that you have to respect me as your mom, right? And so I make sure to do that even now as I'm aging and she is getting older as well, and she requires a little bit more care. I'm gentle with the way that I talk to her, because even if I know that what I'm saying is best for her and she should do it, she's still my mom, right? And I'm still giving her the respect and understanding that it's difficult to relinquish that control, you know? So I try to be as kind and gentle with her as possible so that we can coexist, because if I decide to move back home, I would like to stay with her for a little bit.
I mean, there's a hierarchy. There can't be two. It can't be two-headed households here. There is a hierarchy. Yeah. I think with father-son relationships, for the most part, we default to the father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but don't y'all have? Because I've heard about this and like seen it in some of my former students when I was a teacher. Y'all have that point when you got a bump head with your dad too. Right?
Yeah, so that happens. Like, I get like, if your dad was always physically imposing and giving you the whoopings or whatever, and like now y'all the same size.
But like I mean, like an assertion of manhood.
Yes.
Well, that comes with that too, though. Like, so when it's whooping time and this don't hurt no more, or you grab the belt, it's like, look, I'm older now. There is a bump and there is a conflict sometimes. And I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's between, like my brother and my father or whatever, I always was like third party. And he went through everything. He's 3 years older, so he went through everything first. And I also always got a chance to say, well, this is how this went. I have another option. Or I ain't like how that worked. I'm going to do the other one. Like, because I always had the benefit of I'm 3 years behind. I get to see everything play out because I'm always listening or around the corner, you know, type of thing. But like, it does come a point where it's like, no, we not doing this whooping stuff no more.
It wasn't the whooping for me, but like, I remember my dad was I remember the incident. He always had a rule, like, he's like, look, man, if you ain't in the house by 2:30, because I never had a key to the screen door. He's like, if you ain't in the house by 2:30, just stay where you at. Like, you done figured it out for the night. And I started doing that. Like, well, it's past 2:30. I ain't going home. And then, like, one day I came in, and he was like, you know, trying to put his foot down about coming home early. I was like, but this your rule. You said if I wouldn't. And, like, for me, that started to be like, yo, I'm working. I'm making money. I can Like, I'm not staying in the streets. I'm not sleeping in my car. Like, I'm getting a hotel room or something to that effect. I'm like, I ain't got to deal with this. I'm grown. I'm grown. I give me my own space and do what I want to do. And it just didn't have to. It didn't have to be like that. And I always joke, like when I got older, I would joke with my dad about it. Like, yo, there was a point where he wanted me to come home. He knew I
disrespected you at the time, but I'm 19, 18. I'm like,
I'm grown.
I kind of like want your approval as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but there was a point where like my dad wanted me to come home, and he threw it in. Like, I wanted to Escalade, and I know I could afford the note because he was working in sales or he was making good money. But shit, I couldn't afford $1,000 a month for insurance. And he was like, well, if you come home, you know what I mean, your lease finna be up in your apartment anyway. You come home, man, your mama help you out with the Escalade. And I considered it for a second, but then like the man in me was like, yo, I'm gonna be in the same room I had Lil' Kim posters up looking out the window.
You ain't been a year, my nigga.
Huh?
It's only been a year.
I'm just saying, like, when I was younger in high school.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, like, I'm going to be in that same room, but my Escalade going to be outside, though. And I was like, it ain't worth it. But then it did come a point, like, when my ex-wife and me and her is separated, like, there's a point, like, the money was different. I ain't saying we was going 50-50, but, like, shit, she was helping. And, like, when the money started getting tight, I was like, well, if I go home for, like, 6 months, you know, get my shit together, maybe even won't even take me 6 months. And I approached my dad to come back home. He was like, nah, man, can't come back here. He was like, you a man. He was like, you got a family. He said, what's your family gonna look like living in your father's house? And my dad used to do this thing when he was done talking, like you can hear like the phone like leaving. Like we talking on the house phone, but when he said his final closing statement, like the phone is already walking away from his mouth. And I heard the phone leaving when he said I couldn't come. And then he got right back. He's like, and don't ask your mama. And then hung up on me. And I was like, oh, I really got to figure this out. But I needed that. Like I did need to figure it out. What I look like taking 3 kids back to my parents' house and my 3 babies, you know, sharing a room together. Like, you figure that shit out.
Yeah, but at that point, you old enough now. At 19, you ain't gotta be in survival mode. At 24, and you got a family, no, nigga, you're grown. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
See, I have feelings about. That's probably why he said don't ask your mom, right? Because these are male things, you know.
Because I know. See, my whole plan was if I can get him to buy in, I ain't gotta go to mom. Like she gonna invite. Of course, she gonna love to have her grandbabies back at home and me back at home. She gonna love it.
And you ain't go to your mama first because you know your dad wouldn't have respected that.
Cause
you know what I'm saying? Because you still a man.
Like you say, you default to the man. Like like until the day that he died, my father was the man of the house. When I went over to my parents, this is my father's house. When I went up over there, I know there's still certain rules. It didn't matter. I was 38 with a bunch of kids myself and been living on my own. When you come through the side door, you take your shoes off because it's a white carpet that you got to go through in the living room. Don't nobody walk on the carpet with shoes on. And that's just like, you don't break that rule. There's a certain way he liked the door locked. That's the fucking way you lock the door when you come in the house. Cause like, he not gonna necessarily go touch it and check it, but like, if we go downstairs and he passed the door, he gonna know you ain't locked the door the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain shit that he pick up on, and it was still always that respect. Like this my dad house. And like you said, no, he wouldn't have, like if my mama would have let me come back, she'd have told him, I talked to Damon, him and the kids, finna come back here, and he would have allowed it because he was going to support his wife, my mother. But like, I know it'd have been a point in time where we crossed paths. I'm coming in from work, he in the backyard doing something, and it's just us. And that's when he was going to give me an earful about how
see,
you feel.
But okay, so as I'm listening to all of this, I'm just thinking about like the surviving versus thriving, right? Like, why is it a bad thing to get help from your parents? I understand that we want to figure it out, right? But in the backyard, when y'all would have that conversation, why is avoiding that more important than the time frame that you would have been able to stack money in the house, where your kids would have still had a warm place to have their head and sleep at night and eat food and all those other things? Why does that trump it?
Because my first thought was to retreat. You know, I can always go back home because it's safe. And I'm sure if I needed to really come back home, the door would have been open. But like, this wasn't a time where like you need to come back home. It's like, no, this is the time that you put your knuckles in the dirt and you got to figure shit the fuck out, because it was like, and he kind of explained it, or we talked about it later. He was like, your kids are looking at you. You have now become a single father. How you act and how you lead now is going to be an imprint on their lives. Your mother can get away with, or speaking of their mother, she can get away with certain things that you can't because she's a woman. But like, they looking at you to be the absolute leader. And if you are like shaking in the face and buckling at the knees when they need you the most, he's like, that shakes a child's confidence too. Like, they need to look at you and know that, you know, my dad gonna get us through. He gonna figure it out. And that's what I needed. It wasn't even, yes, going home would have saved me some money, but like, on the flip side, I wasn't always making the best financial decisions now with my new lifestyle. I can't, you know, spend money on shit like I used to because, well, I don't have her assistance and I got the whole house, you know? So like,
Same.
some of it is just, you know, you need to man up and that's really all it took me. I had to look at my budget and be like, all right, I can't go out with the fellas every Friday and Saturday. Like, I can't
Make some adjustments.
I can't date a woman 4 days out the week. Like, this economically is drowning me. Like, I can date when I get my paycheck. I can go out and do this. I can, like, for me, it became like we would be at every Pistons game. Back when the Pistons was at the Palace. Courtside shit, suites. Well, nigga, you can't do that because you get a $600 light bill in the middle of winter. Like, you just need to make a better decision on what you're going to do with your money. And that's all it took.
Yeah.
But I needed to have that reality check, because I would have went home and been able to save money, say on like utilities, but my spending habits would have been the same in some capacity because I knew I had that safety net there.
So, I mean, not the exact same situation, but there was a situation that happened, and like, you got to figure it out, because there's not going to always be somebody to come and save you. And I'm glad that happened, right? I was not glad at the time. I ended up leaving home at the time, but like, there is not going to be somebody to come save you all the time, and you have to figure it out. And I did figure it out, right? If you always have this safety net, then how does your future wife and or kids depend on you? How are you the man of the house when you cannot figure it out? Now, sometimes you're just not going to be able to figure it out. And I always felt that, like, if it was that fucked up a position, then I probably could get some help. But like, no, you got to go figure this shit out somehow. Yeah. It's not going to be easy, but through that testing and that you go through the fire, it's like, I'm ready for it. Now,
and I don't think that's like a grit and survival type of thing. That's just like a life lesson.
It is.
You know, like, eventually,
I'm not about to be homeless.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be homeless, nigga, come home.
Yeah.
Like,
but eventually the young lion got to get out there and learn how to hunt. I can't keep bringing the food home to you. And I had to learn how to, like, all right, like, nigga, it's your life. These your kids too. You know, I'll never shit on the mothers of my kids, like on a podcast setting or nothing like that. Now, we have our own one-on-one disagreements, and I'll tell you how I feel. But like, I remember it came to a certain point where like I couldn't do nothing, like the bills, and I kind of like tapered my spending, but like the bills was killing me. Like, they were killing me, and like shit was coming up kids need uniforms, and I'm like, I'm barely making the bills, and like my ex-wife never threw it in my face. She just made sure they had what they needed. She just held it down. Now there have been situations where her life may have changed in a little bit, and I could never shit on her or what she didn't have, because like when I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, she didn't throw it up in my face. She didn't make it harder on me. So like when the tables had to turn at certain points, like, and I just had to pick up the slack, I had to offer her the same grace that she gave me, because now I'm in a position where I can do maybe what she can't right now in this season of her life. But like she never made me feel less than, never talked down to me in front of the kids. And, you know, when it came to her, like I tried to never make her feel less than, or, you know, oh, your mom ain't buy y'all them shoes, I bought them. Like, nah, it don't matter. Y'all got shoes.
Man, this is amazing. This is the family tree.
Yeah. Starting with my great grandmother. We can go back further than that, but this is these are the people that are closest to me right now. That's my mom, my grandmother, and I tried to pick pictures of us all around the same age. So that we can, I don't know if it was today when we were talking or one of the other episodes that I watched, but you mentioned something about children not seeing their parents. I think it was earlier today, children not seeing their parents as human beings. They just see them as as parents.
Yeah.
And so I put us all together at the same age, because right now I'm able to see them as human beings, right? That's why we communicate. I feel like it's important to talk to my mom, my grandmother, who I'm talking about, as a woman, and not just as the matriarch of our family, the provider, the one that's always doing things, because otherwise, when did she get the opportunity to do that? You know, like think about that. Our parents and grandparents at this point, and the age that they're in, they've lost a lot of people that were close to them. Their children or grandchildren really only are calling to maybe see how they're doing, but also like, can you help me with such and such? Like, so when do we get to learn about their lives and they get to express and communicate and all of that? So
That's such a strong thought, because I remember when I finally realized, like, yo, my dad is just a man trying to figure it out too. I thought he had all the answers and knew everything, but then like I looked at him one day, I'm like, yo, he's still figuring shit out. Like he's still just like me. We think they're so much larger than life because we're kids, but like, yo, I'm 30 and he was like early 60s. Like, I'm not saying that we peers, but we both men. Yeah. You know, and the conversations became different, especially after my mother passed, and it was just like him. Like, I saw that, like, yo, he got emotions. Like he deal with shit. Like, nigga, you eat food. You know what I'm saying? Like you did, like, you know, he was just a regular person. And once I humanized him, our relationship just became different. It wasn't, you know, he hasn't been a disciplinarian in years, but I looked at him like in that advisor role. Like, look, this is what I'm going through. How'd you make it through at this age? Or what did you do? Or what would you suggest? And the relationship just took off. I'm glad to see something like this, because that mother-daughter dynamic, just being a man, I don't understand it. I see it. I even look at like my 11-year-old and her mom's relationship. It's not bad, but I can see, you know, this could go like this dance could turn into something in a couple years, because like you say, you can't discipline the you out of a piece of you.
Man, this seemed like it would work with sons as well.
So I have questions, right? So there have been a couple of things that y'all touched on that are tapping on the ideas in my brain. The first thing, when you talked about an e-journal or like an audio journal, I'm interested to hear more about that. Maybe we can talk about it at another time, because I've been considering making not an audio, but an e-version of the container. And I don't know how people would use it because I don't do it that way. So I would love to get your thoughts around that. I also am wondering if fathers and sons could use a tool like this, or if this is something that they would use, or would the format need to be different? Like, would y'all rather talk about things and have like discussion prompts that are available, or would you write back and forth and pass the journal like this one?
I think this could work. And the reason why I say it, this is just for me personally. So like my son had just found his own church, joined, and is an active member. And one of the and he just got baptized too. I think that was like late last year. So when he decided to do that, I had a Christian journal that somebody had given me before that I would always take to church with me, write notes, reflect on, what we discussed in church or Bible study. And I bought him one and gifted him with that when he got baptized. And he was like, he was really excited. He's like, as a Christian planner, he's like, I can really use this when I go to church, just kind of getting into his experience. And I could see like between us, like now that he's at a different stage in his life, he can appreciate it. Now, if I tried to give him this at 17, it'd have been, a bunch of lyrics or something in there that just didn't make no sense. Yeah. But like now that he's older, and I think men, we just mature and deal with life differently. That mother-daughter dynamic happens really young and really fast from what I've seen. As men, I think our change comes a little bit later.
For men, this would happen either early or late.
Okay.
But depending on the type of child, right? But it's like if you got your 8-year-old comfortable with writing, one, he's probably gonna be smarter in school because he's writing, right, and using words, whatever. But like if you start having these conversations about like feelings and like when you did that, you made me feel like this because of, from an early age, I think you just get that bond a lot sooner. At 17, it may be a little bit, if we've never did it, it's like, man, I got homework already. I'm not trying to do that or whatever. But as an adult, like there may be things that you saw your father do and or say that you've never mentioned, and now you want to like, why did you do this? What was you? It made me feel this way when you did that because of, like, I see this can 100% help.
So I think also too, the types of questions that I have in here are discussion topics that that you might not think to talk about with your child. And so I'm wondering if it matters for gender. Like I told you, my baby girl, she helped with the questions. And one of the questions that we have in here that came from her was, how do you feel about your mother's or daughter's, depending on who's answered, relationship with their phone? And this is coming from her conversations that she has with one of her young boy. It's not a boyfriend, but it's a boy that's a friend. And they talk all the time about their parents always being on the phone and not paying attention to them. And so I'm wondering, like even in, like, I would have never thought about that when she brought that question up. I'm like, dang, okay, so baby, how do you how do you feel about how I use my phone and like all that? And she told me what came up for her with me and also with her dad too. And so I wonder if those type of questions could be helpful despite the gender of the child or the parent in fostering connection.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really important.
Definitely for like people our age and kids. Like my dad, that's not a thing. Older parents like, I don't use the phone or like, but like for this current, 100%. Because we think it's the other way around. Normally, like y'all on your phone. Well, you on your phone too, Mom, and you keep twerking for Instagram.
Why did you say twerking?
Because in real life, that's what's happening.
Go man.
Right? Like you think that your kid don't know. Like,
Dad, I'm tired of hearing your freestyles.
like your kid know you on Instagram doing.
You
whatever.
don't have
like,
hot fire.
You put your phone down before, and they've seen your Instagram page, whether they think they have it or not, or your OnlyFans or whatever the case.
They follow you.
Like they know what time it is. Just how you don't know all the shit that they get into. You don't know that they got into your shit. I used to look through all my parents' shit. Like they gone. We look at them everywhere. I know everything's at this moment. Like it is what it is.
That's funny that you mentioned that because like my oldest daughter, she don't follow me, but she know what's going on my Instagram.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like
she probably looks at your story from her Finsta.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you don't see her name. You're some random ass. Oh, that's a bot, nigga. It's your daughter.
Yeah, like she tapped in enough to know what's going on. But like they're people with their own opinions and their own viewpoints.
Can you imagine that one of your kids saw one of your posts and they don't respect you no more?
Yeah.
Because like ultimately, we've had this conversation before. Like when you tell your kid to do something, they don't do it. They don't respect you. Something happened.
See?
Right? Something happened. You probably don't even remember why it happened, but they don't respect you. But there's a teacher somewhere, when they walk in the room, they be shutting the fuck up. And they be in, right. So it's not that I don't know how to act. Your word don't hold the same weight it had before. And there's a reason, and you just don't know the reason. You could have told them, I'll pick y'all up tomorrow. We going to Burger King, and you didn't do it. Now, like, this nigga always lying. He broke a promise because we don't control our memory.
You never know what their tipping point is.
Yeah,
You know
so
what
like,
it was for me? My daughter told me, because I asked her, like what was the change? She said, Ma, one time I was trying to talk to you or I told you something and you was just like, wasn't even listening to me. And so then at that point, like it just made me feel like whatever I was saying wasn't important. So, and I didn't even remember it. Like you get so used to drowning out the kids, like, okay, baby, like that's fine because you're not interested really in what little children are talking about, but they remember that stuff and I had no idea. So,
and they have no idea what's going on in Mom's world.
yeah.
I'm on a final. Mama is late one more time taking you to school because you woke up late. I'm going to get fired. So I'm under a lot of stress right now.
Yeah.
Because of you in real life, right? Because you didn't go to bed last night when I told you to. Then you got up late, and then you didn't brush your teeth, and all this other stuff. Now I'm late dropping you off, which makes me late to get to work, and I'm about to get fired. So that day, I didn't hear you. I'm stressing the fuck out. I was on the phone with my best friend trying to figure out do you know anybody who got a job or such and such? Because I'm not really sure. And you ignored this. Now they thinking I don't care about you. Whole time, I might have been frustrated with my son and or daughter because like I can't get written up one more time.
That's it.
And something like this fixes that. If it's a weekly check-in or whatever the case may be, like, this week, somebody said they had like, I forget who it was, whether it was like a married couple or a relationship, something, but like on Sundays, they got together and they could say whatever they wanted and you can't say anything right. I mean, you can't say nothing back. Like, you got to accept it. Tell me what you hated this month, this week, you tell me. But if that comes up, we can nip that in the bud quick. Like, oh, shit, my apologies. It's not that I was blowing you up. I had so much on my brain because of this. It's like, oh, damn, Ma.
That's crazy.
I didn't know. Maybe I'm going to bed on time next week because you gonna fuck around and get fired.
That's crazy. Something is significant because like it'd be me and my daughter. Like I tell you, I need to leave. We need to go by 7:20, not just to be a hard ass, because I got to drop 3 of y'all off plus turn around and make it to work.
Come on.
If you coming out the house at 7:40, everybody gonna be late. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. But like in their world is insignificant.
They
have
can't
no
see past their
concept.
nose.
They've never had a job. They've never been responsible for, like, you have no idea what this adult responsibility is. You just late. It's only 20 minutes. Tell your boss you'll be late. That don't work.
Nigga,
You just want to live your best life.
we be late. Like, can we stop at McDonald's? Nah. If you would have came out the house early, then we could have stopped at McDonald's. Like,
But then it's like, all right, how much of it? Because do you just say that, or do I? And I know I would not want to do this every day. Do I have to give you the full explanation? Well, no, we can't. Because like I'll be pissed. I'm late. Like, listen, I don't feel like having a dissertation about why ain't you just do it? Because I told you.
You don't feel that they deserve that, but sometimes they
do.
need it.
Yeah, for sure.
They need to understand the brevity of how your dumbass decision then threw off Well, you talked about it earlier, the domino effect, and it started with your ass coming out late. Well, it really started before that because you wanted to stay up till 12:30 doing TikToks, and didn't fall asleep till 3.
Listen, and to your point though about the explanation, I feel like the explanations are necessary sometimes, but at what point do you just trust what I say?
Yeah.
I birthed you. I've been taking care of you for however this long. I have however many years of life experience. I do explain things sometimes, but why must I do that all the time? What is it, like you said, what has happened that makes you not respect my word? I said what I said, and now do what I say.
Or you give them an explanation and then they go to school. Yeah, my mom about to get fired, man. We got to, Miss such and such, can we leave? Because my mama going to get fired. And now you drop her off like, can we talk? Because is everything okay?
Yes, everything is fat out.
For me, we had to bring it together like, tell me one thing you've done of significance in your life. Tell me one thing in your life that depend on you and your decision making.
Wait, you asked that or they asked that?
No, I told that to them. Like,
oh, come on.
Talking about like me being late. Like, if you don't go to work, if you wake up tomorrow and say I'm gonna quit, nothing in your world really changes. You know, you still got a place to stay. Your cell phone gonna be on. You still gonna have food. You may not be able to go out as often as you want to because you in my pocket, but you know, shit'll get done. If something happens to me, like nigga, the universe stops. Like getting to school with what gas? Getting you to work, nigga, your job is insignificant because I'm looking for work. Like all that shit is just a different domino effect. So sometimes you just do have to tell them like, look, nobody cares about your universe. At least I don't. Cause your shit is so insignificant. And like you say, like trust, like I always tell my daughter, I've been your age before. You ain't never been mine.
Come on.
You don't know what the fuck it takes to deal with shit at this age.
We got computers though.
That don't mean nothing.
That's they coming like
that's what I was
y'all ain't never lived in this generation. I'm living this generation right now. What you know about? But so our female listeners, who a lot of them, and they have children, they have daughters. Where do they get this from? Because I think they like it and I think they want to buy it.
You can get both of the books on my website, www.ucanation.com, and they are both available there. They're also available on Amazon. If you search the names of the books, I Am My Daughter's Keeper with my name, that's Domonique with 2 O's, Domonique, Natasha, and they'll come up right away. I Am My Daughter's Keeper and The Container.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop the link to the.
Put in the show notes.
Which one you prefer them to buy through, your website or Amazon?
I think I would prefer for them to buy through Amazon right now because I'm working on being an Amazon bestseller. I got very close last week.
Don't
yes,
worry about
you know. So
I pumped.
We'll push
Amazon,
you over the edge.
I pumped that Amazon link.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Man, I'm using this. I don't have a daughter yet, but when and if I do. They don't have to start there.
You could give it as a Mother's Day gift. If you know anybody that, and it's also what I created this for. It's not just for mothers and daughters of teens. It's for mothers and daughters of all ages. All ages. My grown friends.
Do this with your mom.
Come on, my grown friends are doing it with their moms. You know.
I know exactly who this is going to.
Oh.
I know exactly who this is going to.
Good.
We got to talk anyway.
Good.
Yeah.
Shit. You got a whose man's is this week?
Baka. I don't know. Why is he around? I don't know. I don't really have a whose man's is this week.
Okay, you ain't had one last week neither.
Didn't? Oh, I don't think we did. Oh, I do got a whose man's is this week. What's up with the game, dog? Y'all know I like the game.
I like that he can rap.
Yeah, like I like his music, most of his albums. I don't follow him on any kind of the socials no more. It's a little bit too much for me. What is he doing right now and why? Like the diss record he dropped to Rick Ross is cool. I like it. He can rap. It's the whole 9 yards. But why? What are you doing? No one cares. It seems like you saw all of the intention from last week and you want some of it too. Even if y'all have an actual issue, whatever you do, it always seems like it's only for the attention. You rap way too well to be relegated to this.
I got something to say.
Like, no one cares, dog. You remember when Meek and Drake was beefing, then you start beefing with Meek?
Yeah.
Maybe you just take it up for Drake. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all friends, so now you want to go at Rick. Like, I don't care. We don't care. Very good diss song.
Yeah, because Game can fucking rap.
But we don't care. Nobody cares, dog. Nobody cares. You see what Ross posted?
No.
He posted, because he wasn't responding. So he posted him with, he's always going to advertise. He got the bottles. He has a red lowrider on D's, and he said, "Hey, to love it, the underdog's on top." I'm like, that's the perfect response, dog. Like, I'm not dropping no records. I just dropped a picture with a lowrider, and I said, hey, to love it, the underdog's on top.
When it comes to trolling, Rick Ross could do a whole college course on trolling niggas on the internet.
Now, don't get me wrong. When I say, like, two of the funniest rappers are The Game and Rick Ross, like, The Game is, like, funny. Like, when that whole G You Not shit, stop lying, stop snitching shit, that fucking DVD is fucking hilarious. He's a funny nigga. I don't care about this shit, though. Nobody cares. We don't care. Whose man is this?
All right. I do got my music pick of the week. It's already up on the playlist. But I love Cash Doll. She dropped a new song, Cash Commandments. So that's gonna be my music pick of the week. I love Cash Doll.
Yeah.
In a special way. So, Domonique, at the end of every episode, we always give our guests the first opportunity to give their socials, where people can find them, how people can give you money for a unique product that you produce. So please go ahead and tell people.
Thank you for this opportunity. You can find me on Instagram at _Domonique Natasha. That's DOMONIQUE, Natasha spelled regularly. My business page is at _UCA Nation, and my website is www.ucanation.com, and you can find the links to my books on that website.
That's what's up. It's your man Dame 3_313 on the Instagram and TikTok, and Wild Dame 313 on X. I always get the slogan messed up when I tell people to book time, but when you see the blue and the black, you know where you at. Shop Talk Podcast.
Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure.
Definitely a pleasure. I really
And you came through late.
I did. Thank y'all for
It's
doing
our
this.
latest episode.
It's 1:41 in
Period.
the
I'm
AM.
the first.
It's 1:41 in the AM right now.
I'm definitely going to use this container. I know who I'm going to give this book to. I know I'm going to use the container. I am going to journal via a microphone, but I'm going to answer all those questions, and I think it'll be able to get a lot of stuff out, because my thoughts come out quicker than I can write. So I'm gonna use this.
You gonna pot it?
Yes, but I don't think anybody's ever gonna hear it.
Okay.
But once it's there, I can go back to it and listen to it. Or if there's a portion that I think somebody in my life needs to hear, hey, they can hear that or whatnot.
Fair enough.
421 weeks in a row. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. When you see the blue and the black, you know where you at. Shop Talk Podcast Studio. Book some time. I'm not saying we the Rockefeller podcast, but we are Jay and Dame.
Hell yeah.
Peace.